I probably don't need to give you a introduction about Chanel makeup. Those two words are pretty straightforward. Hi there, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, let's talk about 2022 holiday collection from Chanel. Ever since I became obsessed with makeup and skincare, I'm always intrigued by Chanel beauty. I discovered you can get Chanel from the Bay, Hot Renfrew, or even Shoppers in Canada. I just don't have an excuse not to buy it anymore. And I feel like definitely Michelle Wang is one of the reason why I'm getting into it. I believe the first Chanel holiday collection video I watched on YouTube is Michelle Wang's. Ever since I had a chance to get my hands on some of the items, it amazed me in the way that all the items are somewhat subtle, but they are so pretty. It's not about being colorful or being edgy or being different almost. Like you can go bold if you want to, but I find it's such a nice product line that just enhance your natural beauty. Every year or every season, Chanel tend to come out with limited edition seasonal items. The holiday collection is a limited edition. Once it's gone, it's gone. I know Shoppers still have some items that's available. I will double check if the Bay or Hot Renfrew still have it available. And I'll also check their website if it's still available. From Shoppers, they launched the collection October 28th, which is the same day as Sephora's VIB sales. My wallet hates me so much right now. I tried so hard not to use anything till I get some pictures that's clean palette out of the box, but now I have it on my face. So now I finally have chance to talk about this beautiful collection. Typically for holiday collections, I find there are not many complexion products. So for base, I have the Le Beige Eau de Tint Water Fresh Tint in the shade Medium Light. It's definitely one of my favorite. I love a good natural look. So it's one of those light to medium coverage, buildable, skin-like finish type of foundations. Then I have the Le Corrector de Chanel. Please excuse my pronunciation. Like, English is already not my first language, and I'm now reading French. I also have the Le Corrector de Chanel concealer in the number 20 beige. It's one of my current favorite. It's so easy to work with. I still wear a mask at work. I just use that for under eye and center of the face, and I'm good to go. And I also have the powder blush in the shade 440 Quintessence. It's a really nice neutral pink. It's kind of like your cheeks but better shade. With those out of the way, let's actually talk about the holiday collection. For the holiday collection, I believe there are two oversized illuminating face powder. I grabbed the shade Or Rose, which is more of like a champagne rose gold. I'm not sure if you can tell. It's a really subtle but super pretty highlight. I have a little bit on the cheekbones and like a tip of my nose. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of like a beaming highlight. Sometimes I even skip the highlighter because to me it's not a necessity. But this one is super pretty. It almost looks like you have healthy glass skin. I enjoy this a lot. For the other one, I believe it's more of a gold highlight. With those two side by side, I prefer this guy, so I only grabbed the Or Rose. And I'm not sure if you knew the summer collection, there are oversized bronzer. This is one of the bigger one. Here is the pen size of their regular highlight, or this is the blush. And you can see it's a way bigger. Wow, the name is the oversized one. Me personally really enjoy those bigger compact only because, well, number one, they're expensive. Number two, the mirror is a really nice mirror to use. Next, let's talk about the eyeshadow. So for the eyeshadow palette, we have the Le Four Ombres Multi-Effect Quadra eyeshadow in the shade 937 Ombre de Lune. I believe the whole collection is inspired by the moon, and they have the print of the moon with the number 5 bottle on it too. This palette, I'm not gonna lie, when I first see the picture, I was like, oh, it's a gold neutral eyeshadow again. I don't know why I feel like it's again, but I was looking through my collection and there weren't much that's very similar. So here I'm gonna compare a couple that I think is the closest. If you're curious to see what I have for the Le Four Ombre palette, I might make a separate video for it. So the first one we're gonna compare it with was the holiday collection from 2021. After I grabbed it out, I find that there's like not much similarities to it. I guess it's just a holiday collection, so I feel like, oh, it's like a gold sparkle, but there's nothing alike. So for last year, it was 100-year anniversary for number 5, the fragrance. So they have those print of the bottle and the number 5, but as you can see, this one is very cool toned and this one is very warm. So the next one I'm gonna compare it with will be the number 747 Mediterranean. I believe this one is from the spring collection. It's definitely a gold neutral tone, but it's more settled versus the holiday collection one is definitely warmer. I don't know why by itself, to me it's like a gold neutral tone, but when you put them side by side, you will see this one is much warmer. And of course I need to talk about the tweed palette. The pouch is so cute. So the one I'm gonna compare it with will be the number 1 Tweed Cuvré. I think for all 4 tweed palettes, this is the neutral warm one. I think this is the closest match among all 3 I showed you today, but still, this one has that warm, almost copper gold, if that makes any sense, versus this one is more brown. And if you're looking for a more glamorous look, this one is definitely the way to go. Honestly, I love this eyeshadow palette more than I thought I would. It's such unique shade, especially for the top right, the one with Chanel logo on it. It's not because it has Chanel logo on it. It's just in the pan, it looks like a light brown, but when I swatch it, it's more of like a light tan orange with the sheen. It's so pretty. So for today's look, I have the top left shade for the outer corner or all over the lid, and then I have the one with the Chanel logo at the inner corner, and then I have bottom right shade for the outer corner, and I have little of the gold shade with the number 5 bottle on it, just dab on top of the lid. So for lip products, I believe there are 2 shades for the lacquers, which are the ones I grabbed, and then there should be another 2, that's the Le Extract. Those 2 shades I find I always have from previous holiday seasons, like a true red or dark red, so this time I decided to skip it. So for the lacquer, it's a very unique formula. It's kind of in between a gloss and the liquid lipsticks, where it gives you way more pigments than a lip gloss, but it felt lighter weight than a liquid lip. You have a lot of ways to use it. You can just use a very thin layer, a wash of color, or you can build it up, or I find these ones works really well for those ombre lips look. For these two shades, it has a very subtle shimmer in it, but when you swatch it or when it's actually on the lips, it doesn't seem that way, which is so crazy. It looks so natural, but it's different. It adds more life to the lips almost. Now I'm gonna show you some swatches from the previous holiday season. For last year, all the lip products are the Rouge Allure line, which is a beautiful bullet lipsticks. Here are the colors, and you can see what I mean by I always have reds from the holiday season. As you can see, all three of them are cream finish, so the shine comes from the actual finish, where those two, the sheen comes from the glitter, but you won't actually see the glitter. So last but not least, nail polishes. For the holiday collection, I believe there are 3 different shades. One is a red, the other one is almost like a dirty green. It's almost like those dual chrome effect, but I'm not a huge fan of that color, so I only picked up the top coat. This one's so pretty. It just screams holiday to me. And it's very universal. I find you can just use it on top of any shade. So for me, I'm wearing the shade Desire from the Fall Nude collection as a base, and then I put this one on top. It's so pretty and festive. I highly recommend. So that's pretty much everything. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below whether you tried any Chanel makeup before, which one is your favorite, or which ones you are not a huge fan of. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hit the like button if you want to see more Chanel makeup content. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! So close.